Good morning. Um, Today I'm trying out a different microphone. Let me know if this sounds okay. I did not like the sound of the previous microphone at all, to be honest. Um, it sounded kind of like screaming into a tin can or something. But yeah, this should be better. Today we're looking at this one, right? All right, let me put this away. Whoops. And here and so and this and what's this? Okay. ImagineFX number 205. Uh yeah, let's dive into it because I don't really have anything to say. The cover looks pretty cool. Joshua Swabby. Swabby? Swabby? Who knows? Alright. Yeah, Stella. The Appeal of Judge Dredd. New approaches to comic art. Adigranov. 10 life lessons. Alright. Interview Steve Root, artist in residence Kyle Engu. Stan Manoukian. Learn new painter brushes. What the f is this in her face? Okay. Photoshop tutorial. Paint Harley Quinn. Create a comic cover. First impressions. Color Tesla. Watercolor skills. Alright. Refresh your digital art skills. Learn new character design techniques with the amazing Christoph Young. Oh, this is for the next one. I can mention that Christoph and I are talking about the book. Quite concrete, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway. And sorry, the printer is still going. I'm still not done, but almost done. I don't think it will be running tomorrow. Dmitry Glushkin from Russia. Specializes in concept art. This is fucking insane. Look at this. Should be bright enough, right? Like you should see enough. Can you guys hear me? Does this sound all properly and does it look properly? Please let me know. Yeah, I'm not sure if this microphone is the best choice, but I think it's solid. Hyunsu Cha. Ruben Yo Chi Hong. Ji. I don't know. Mary Joy Cardano. Keith Robinson. From England. Iris Muddy. Location Spain. You know her work? Because you should. The Timeless Draw of Judge It. Actually, I'm not gonna read that. I'm sorry, but I really couldn't give less of a fuck about Judge Dredd. I really don't care. It's a fun character whenever he's popping up. The movie with the movies were both fun, but the comics, I get it, yeah, and I guess I get the satirical approach and all of that. I don't give a fuck about Judge Dredd. I really don't. I know it's on purposefully, whatever the word is. I don't understand why they made a whole article about Judge Dredd. I mean, it's a fun thing, like a fun character and all that, right? But I mean, it's Judge Dredd. Come on, no. Finding Your Voice. Spanish artist Fernando Dagnino Guerra. reveals how his life experience influenced his own graphic novel, Smart Girl. Okay. Okay. How to get noticed. Always be yourself. First step, getting that big break. Needn't mean devaluating yourself. Comic art directors are looking for fresh approaches. Actually, that's a good one. Hey, Ryan Fox. That's a good one. I will read this one. So lay back. Getting noticed can be hard for an artist. You need that one great piece that breaks through the noise of the internet and gets people talking for all the right reasons. For David Talaski, it was his pinups of familiar Marvel faces. I gotta break here a little bit. Isn't that kind of sad? Hold on, I think I gotta fix. Yeah, the camera is weird again. Yeah, that's much better. Being myself never worked for me. Well, Stella, yeah, not yet. The thing is, what I don't like about this, but I know it's true and all that, but I don't like this, one piece that breaks through the noise of the internet. It shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. It doesn't have to be like that as well, right? Breaking through the noise of the internet. If that's the goal, then the internet is actually working against us. You know, with everything, how it's channeled and how it goes. It's like, it doesn't feel right. Going from cheeky superhero pin-ups to an official Superman cover wasn't the career trajectory I saw coming, says the artist. His series of humorous glimpses into the everyday lives of the Avengers caught the eye of the commissioning editor at DC Comics, and so soon David was drawing the Man of Steel. Super big break. At the time, I barely started doing cover work, so getting an email from DC was already a big surprise. Then realizing that they wanted me to paint Superman and make it Pride themed made the whole thing feel super surreal, says David. For me, it was a lot more than just getting to paint Superman. It was an opportunity to represent myself as an artist to an industry I've wanted to break into. It was an opportunity to represent myself as a queer artist, and most importantly, it was an opportunity to make something special for the LGBTQIA+ comic community. David was inspired by the classic pin-up artists and themes of the mid-20th century because, just like Superman, the ideas are timeless. J.C. Leyendecker was the obvious inspiration for the one we went with, both for his style, having that classic feel I was going for, but also as an homage to a prolific gay illustrator, says the artist. David's cover is a sign of how the comics industry is changing and how the big two are prepared to challenge preconceptions. David's love of classic American illustrators and pin-up artists Dwayne Bryars, Bill Randall, and Gil Alfgren is that I was spitting. It's clear in the personal project that got him noticed and his commissioned Superman cover. It matters, says David. Having yourself reflect back at you in the media, you enjoy something a lot of people. You enjoy is something a lot of people take for granted. When you don't have that representation, it's very isolating. I know as a kid, the most isolating years of my life. It would have meant the world to me to see characters like myself in comics. Even with this Superman cover, the number of comments I got from people saying how much it meant to them seeing Superman as an ally showed just how important it was to people to feel seen. That's how David views his version of Superman as an ally. I see him as a hero who will fight for those who can't fight for themselves. I see him as the hero who strives to do the right thing even when it's hard. I see him as a symbol of hope and potential of humanity, he tells us. And in that moment when Superman is rose-cheeked and smiling in a moment of reflection, what's he thinking about? In the moment, he's probably thinking about crypto. What a good boy. Step up. That being said, comics still have a way to go to truly represent its readers and contributors. I know personally I want to see more leading queer characters in comics, films, and shows, and not just during Pride Month, says David. Yet it's heartening to discover that the big comic houses are opening their doors to everyone, and the best way of breaking into the industry is to just be yourself. Artists such as David Talaxi are getting there on their own terms. Kind of like making a piece that will make someone stop scrolling and actually interact with it. It is a problem. Yeah, of course it is. I mean, who says that it's going to be your piece? How many followers do you even have to bring up the percentage? If they only show it to 1 or 10%, what does that mean for your visibility? You know? Yeah. His works are just fucking amazing. I'm proud of my art and I'm always happy when I look at the results I've achieved. You friggin' should. If you don't, I'm gonna visit you. Are NFTs here to stay? Well, are NFTs over? Well... Steve Rude. Gary Evans and Ian Dean meet the comic artist who had lots to say about his art, his beloved Nexus, and everything in between. All that spandex. Holy crap. Yeah. Bizarre brain boost. Steve on his creative process and how becoming increasingly impatient has changed how he works. When a cover comes my way, I first have to wait for some kind of image to course into me. Some of these images are immediate, some far from immediate. Then I begin to begin the procedure taught to me by various teachers over the years. I have to compose the picture, do some value and color studies, all usually done quite small, and I know where I'm going with these things, or with things when they go full size. I used to be very good about photo shoots of models and studies that followed, but alas, I've gotten so impatient with things over the years. Sometimes I dive into deep end and wing it. One thing I've learned over the years to fit my changing temperament is just to begin painting after the roughs are solved, rather than the usual procedure of getting everything ready ahead of time. It seems I've gotten too impatient for all that prelim work. So when I'm well into things, then I'll gather the reference or do the model shoot. That's backwards to most people, but things evolve over time. And me being me, I have to deal with these odd shifts and changes. I tend to have favorite stories I've drawn rather than recalling any particular painted cover. Sorry. One illustration I recall was painted in oil in a day and a half. Remarkable for me. See next Nexus 2. I had just gotten off a week-long painting workshop in northern Wisconsin and was really feeling it. It reminded me of Bones McCoy putting on that electronic headgear and suddenly knowing how to perform surgeries way beyond what he had been capable of. And so, within days of returning from this workshop and newly armed with this bizarre brain boost, this painting seemed to flow as we wish all paintings would. Yep. Hello, Phaedrus. Sketchbook of Stan Manookian. I have a couple of books I got from Corette of Stan Manookian. We can flip through them later, actually. I'm going to pick them up. Ooh, life lessons from Adi Granov. Should we read these? I mean, we can. The secret to success. I see success as something in the past, while I tend to view failure as a challenge to do better in the future. I suppose I'm driven by the concept of success as well, but I always tend to focus on things I could do better. Nothing ever feels as if it couldn't have been done at least a little bit better, which is probably a good thing, as it keeps me motivated to keep learning and improving. Alright. Take the time to learn a new skill. I've always found sculpture more natural than drawing and painting, so I'm really enjoying ZBrush. I'm not sure I could claim that everyone should do it, but there are also no drawbacks to learning new skills. For me, the most difficult part was just learning the interface and all the various tools and ways of achieving what I want. The actual sculpting part has been really fun. Know when to walk away. I find that with experience you'll learn that art is like an elastic band and you can keep stretching it until it breaks. So the trick is knowing when that sweet spot is to leave it under as much tension as possible, but not going overboard. Over the years I've killed a lot of paintings by overdoing them, so I try to judge the limit, but it's always a challenge. Love your heroes. Möbius changed my life. He was my first true hero and he was very versatile with a massive imagination. His work is what gave me the idea that I can do many different things, as he worked in comics and movies and in different styles and even under different names. It felt like he was always pushing and exploring. He also did one of my favorite Marvel stories, Silver Surfer Parable, with Stan Lee. A lot of my heroes in movies... Oh, embrace diversity. A lot of my heroes in movies, music, and sport look different from me as a kid. And as a kid, it just seemed natural. Of course, I was naive, but it wasn't until I moved to the US that I realized all the socio-political issues surrounding race, gender, and sexual orientation. My groups of friends have always tended to be very mixed, so it was always natural that all should be represented respectfully. It's not something that I've had to force, but it is something that I've tried to embrace. Keep an open mind. If there's one theme to my life as an artist, it's that I'm obsessed with learning and absorbing as much as I can from anywhere I can. Otherwise, it feels like I'm short-charging myself. I always try to advise young artists to keep their minds open to everything around them. But sometimes it's hard to convince people that the specific interest they have will only be helped by broadening their horizons. And a couple more. Challenge yourself. I really enjoy doing layouts more than I ever did before. Lately I'm having huge fun just sketching ideas. I try to be a future friend to myself, as I'm the one who will have to paint them. But I still take pleasure in coming up with challenging layouts to push things beyond the ordinary. Learn from past errors. I never go back and work on a painting once it's done, but I do look at them and try to learn from the things I see as deficient and improve on the next one. Number 9. Choose good collaborators. I've done so few collaborations with writers that my experience is limited, but as with anything, working with the right people is important. It is crucial that the styles gel. And there's an understanding that for it to work, there has to be collaboration. Alright? Okay. Focus on the foundations. Make sure that the structure of the layout and the drawings are solid and worked out. You don't want to be fighting poor foundations after you start rendering. Much better to spending the time early on to get it right, especially in multi-character pieces where there will be a lot of anatomy, posing, perspective, light, and so on. Alright, 10 lessons. Depict the iconic Harley Quinn. Paint a dramatic comic cover. Veteran comic artist Terry Dodson shows how he developed a strong narrative in his cover art for the comic Adventure Man. Terry is just so good. Getting started in Webtoon. Oh god, I'm so tired. Anyway. She seems so tired. Yes. Him too. Reimagining a comic hero, David Nakayama explains his process of redesigning and drawing a modern and culturally relevant new version of Zorro. It's funny how male superheroes always have to seem strong and unapproachable, and the female ones have to be sexy with all kinds of windows in their clothes. How is that helping the hero? Zen's Labs pen tablet medium bundle. Hello, hello. All right. Hold on. This got 3 stars. This is a good art book. What's missing? The Art of the Mitchells versus the Machines. Alex Konstad just uploaded all his work that he did for the show. So you might want to check this out on his website. Really cool stuff. Oh, the sun is coming out. Never has the end of the human race at the hands of evil robots looked so good as in this concept art book. As this concept art book demonstrates. Wait, I want to know about this one. Tour guide. Explore countless fantastical environments without leaving your seat. Courtesy of the renowned art director in this revised edition of his 2016 art book. I saw the first review they did of this one, I think. Raphael Lacoste is famed for his art direction on the Assassin's Creed franchise. This book showcases some of his concept work on the game, along with other commercial and personal pieces. Following forewords by concept artists Ian McHugh, I never know how to say K, and Spoth, it's over to the man himself. In this introduction, he talks about his approach to art. Essentially, it's about looking at reality and then making choices, what to copy and what to take into the realm of imaginations. And there's plenty of imagination on show throughout Worlds, which has chapters on fantasy, science fiction, book covers, and Assassin's Creed. The book's narrow landscape format is well suited to showing off Raphael's art, which depicts gorgeous rendered fantastical landscapes. Mixing things up is a chapter of the artist's sketches. Even the most polished of pieces start from a simple ink drawing. Another chapter features 3 short workshops of Raphael analyzing his painting process. But even if you're not into the mood for learning, you can still enjoy this fine body of work from a digital. Why the fuck does this have 3 stars then? I haven't read a single negative thing about this book, and still it has only 3 stars? Really? How could have this been 5 stars then? And what would the review sound like? I'm gonna bitch about this rating shit in every review I make of this magazine, because this is just wrong in so many levels. It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. What? So they're telling me this is a great book. It has insight into the process. It has art in itself. It has sketches. It has everything an art book should have, according to how they describe usually what is missing in an art book when they give a bad review. And then they still give 3 stars. The material is good. I mean, hold on. Let's do this right. Where is it? Where are you? Don't do this to me. Peter. No, really, I'm gonna find this and we're gonna look through this. Too many books. Too many books. Adam Hall. Where the fuck did I put this? Is it here? I think it's this maybe. Yes. All right. So. So this is my very bumped up version of the book, right? Like it, yeah, it has seen better days. This is how I got it actually from a friend. But anyway, so it has this edition alone has a really good slipcase, right? The slipcase is really good. Oh, it's even signed. So. It's designed. By the way, it's designed by Brent Ash. Brent knows how to make books. He really does. I don't know. It's like, is it too small for you? Like, what's the actual issue with the book? The book is. It's there's a friggin' tutorial in here. He didn't have to do any of that. They even listed the pledges. You know? So maybe because it's an updated book and not the new art book, maybe their rating is based on what they expect from... No. I remember seeing the review for the previous one, I think. I don't think it was this one, even though if it doesn't exist. But anyway. I don't think the reason for this to be an updated book... No, the book is actually exactly the same. I think I mean, this is the first edition. I have the first edition here. It's not the updated one. And it has all the stuff in there that is mentioned, right? Like, it's all here. This is weird, though. But anyway, no, it's all here. I don't understand that. The worst thing about this magazine are the book reviews. Like, are you serious? I don't know. It's ridiculous to me. I don't know. I could rant so hard right now, and I'm not even 10% into this. It's an entire philosophy about how absurd the whole concept of rating works of art is. What is the objective? Yeah, like this is so critiques like that. I mean, obviously they are subjective. All of them are, but really. And yes, I have seen some that get 5 stars. Curious about expose page. This one? Guy Pascal Valles. Valles, I don't know. That's cool stuff. Jana Heiska. Comic book hero in watercolor by Ben Harvey, The Rocketeer. First impressions. The elegance of simplicity is key to this watercolorist. Clara Tessier. Where did you grow up and how has this influenced your art? I grew up on the countryside in the middle of France, so Tessier. Perhaps it's why I've always liked drawing animals and forests. Also, it's a bit of an isolated area, so I had a lot of time alone to practice my art. Yeah. What outside of art has most influenced your artwork over the years? I read various literature, fantasy, romanticism, gothic, naturalism, historic. There's nothing better for igniting my imagination, but I realize that this is art, so traveling, a change of scene, exploring the past with different cultures and legends certainly influenced me too. Is there a painting that you saw in your formative years that changed everything? What was it? At the very beginning of my art journey, I discovered a book illustrated by Mirko Hanak, a 20th century Czech artist. His animal watercolor paintings helped me discover the beauty of letting go and the elegance of simplicity. Since then, the frustration of not reaching these goals has never left me. What was your first paid commission like to work on? I had to do several watercolor paintings on the broad theme of Quebec for a restaurant. I was excited with this theme, but also felt intimidated because my paintings would be on the show for a long period of time. What was the last piece of art that you finished? My last piece was a cover for a comic book based on famous character. This commission was more demanding, but the pay was better. Is making a living as an artist all you thought it would be? Growing up, I never seriously thought about the reality of working as an artist. I didn't ask myself many questions back then. I would never have dared to imagine working alone at home without a boss, in complete freedom. This is the dream. Yeah. What do you enjoy about painting comic heroes and villains? Even if it's not my favorite field, I'm very glad of this opportunity. I get to expand my pop culture knowledge and discover and even meet inspiring artists I wouldn't otherwise have known about. It also forces me to study anatomy and learn how to draw with dynamism. Never heard that. How has the art industry changed for good since you've been in it? I have the feeling that more people are interested in art and illustration thanks to social networks and pop culture conventions. What character or scene that you've painted do you most identify with? Several years ago, I painted Ariel the Little Mermaid. She was angry because she was swimming in a polluted ocean. I share this anger, like almost all of us, I guess, yeah. What's your next step in art or life? I've been mainly painted with watercolors for 10 years, and it hasn't always been easy. I'm now exploring digital tools and oils. I need to gain more control in my process. I'm certainly looking forward to this challenge. And it's time for the Proco Butt. Proco Butt. Alright. That's the mag. Got nothing else. I think I'm gonna create a review this week. Question is, which books should I pick? Let me see. So we can talk about a book I made. We can talk about anime architecture, or we can talk about what else? How about this? So, 3 choices. Coverama by Mark Simonetti, Anime Architecture, or this one that I recently designed, the new book by Robert Montal. Let me know which one you guys decide. I'm putting them back and then I want answers. Figured out, figured out. Yeah? Yeah. So, we have anime architecture 1 time. We have figured out 2 times. What else? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna post today the winners of the raffle for the World Book Day. One of you guys is gonna get one of my books. So yeah. Well, right now it's figured out because of 2 votes, I guess. What about RhymeFox? Come on, tough choices, but I'm gonna wait for your reply. Come on, RhymeFox. Tell me. Come on. This delay in the stream is really fucked up. Coverama. Well, figured out wins. It's still 2 against 1 against 1. So, I'm gonna make a little review of Figured Out. Yeah, I mean, that's it for today. This was ImagineFX 205. Tomorrow, guess what? It's gonna be 206. I'm not sure what the cover is. I think it was the Christoph Young one. And until then, see you on Discord, see you on Patreon, and talk to you soon. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.